Hello. Come on in and let me know where you are watching from. I am going to do some quick makeup. I will be right back. I forgot something. Okay, I'm back. I had to get my spray. I have to hydrate my face first. So, I mean, it's pretty well hydrated, but I got to do it again. I'm loving the glow. Um, I haven't started back on collagen, but I am back doing all of my vitamins and things that I need to do daily. So the dark under eye circles always look better when I have some sort of supplement routine and I'm taking care of my skin and eating better. I will say the glucodefend. Here, let me go grab it. Okay, so I'm back. The glucodefend, which let me add to the cart because the glucodefend has really helped with sugar cravings as well as managing my appetite. So, very excited and happy to have gotten that sample from NutriClean. So, I'm adding it because I see a lot of videos out there as far as um, being comparable to certain products that are out on the market, right? I don't want to name them because, first of all, I don't want anybody trying to sue me because you ain't gonna get much to me these days. But anyway, so the glucodefend, and I've always in my weight management needed to have something to support stress management because cortisol is just not my friend. So I got these two. I already took them this morning. I split this one up and take it 2 times, one in the morning and one in the afternoon, just because my body is super sensitive to anything that gives extra energy. So we're going to go ahead and get to working on these brows. It's funny, my niece keeps ragging me. She's like, "You used to wear so much makeup. You're not wearing much makeup." And I mean, I think she picked up during the holidays. I was feeling a little, I won't say less than, but during the holidays, I definitely, it was a rough time. There was a lot of loss. And so, honestly, if my daughter hadn't called me to go to like my parents on New Year's Eve, I probably was just going to stay at home and do New Year's Eve alone at home. And so, her calling me, I was like, I'm just going to go. I'm not going to, it's my parents' house, right? I don't have to get all dressed up. I don't have to get all made up to go hang out with my family. And so that's what I did. Is I just, got dressed um and I went with a bare face because it's my family. I didn't have to impress anybody, but she's intuitive. She's a smart girl. I'm so proud of both of my nieces. I waited a long time to have nieces because I had the girls and everybody else had boys. So I had nephews, five for the longest, and then a sixth one came along. He's the last grandbaby of the bunch. And then I had the two girls, and in between him were my two nieces finally. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to have the mirror up. My two nieces. So, there's a lot going on in the world right now. So I'm just doing like a little bit of light brows. Because, boy, let me tell you, y'all on TikTok saying you could tell if somebody has mental illness by their makeup. I mean, and I kind of get it because I have seen people whose makeup, you know, is kind of scary. But dang, y'all just like, woof. Like there's an influencer, someone on this app that y'all say her makeup says that she's a little whatever. And I'm like, dang. So when my brows are a little too dark, which that particular brow gel is a little dark, I use a little bit of concealer to lighten them up. So that's just a trick. If you don't know that, you can just put a little concealer over it and that will lighten them up. And brushing through them as well. Brushing through and combing through. So I saw Aaron Parnas did a video because y'all were talking about him. So Aaron came on and was like, y'all have to pardon me. Stuff is going to be falling everywhere because my bathroom is small. My vanity is small. Not apologizing for it. It just is what it is. And I love this little thing. I was introduced to this when I was selling customized cosmetics. And it is great for mixing things together to get the right shade for yourself. So I will take a little bit of this and put it on there, and then use the other side and get some of the darker shade out. And then it has a nice thumb hole, and so you just mix it together until it is the right shade and consistency for you. And so this is true too if you buy like those little color correcting things or those mixing kits. You can use a spatula like this. Now, where did my brush go? Right there. I love this angled brush. I got it at CVS years ago, and I've never been able to find it again. So I'm just going to clean up around my brows. I'm not a makeup artist. I've worked with a lot of makeup artists, so I'm not a makeup artist. I've sold a lot of makeup in my career. Sold a lot of makeup. People have always said, why don't you do your own makeup brand? It's like, because you know what? Makeup is fun. If I have to create my own brand and be responsible for all of that, and I know you can license it and do things like that, but it just wouldn't be fun to me. It just would stop being fun. And my passion is truly the marketing, not the product, physical product creation and dealing with the legal and all of that. I prefer to be like think tank, to be the brains, right? And not have to deal with all of that. So I've always worked with affiliate and direct sales products to sell makeup and skincare. And I actually still do. I just don't actively promote it, but because of digital marketing, I still, like yesterday I woke up to like some orders, so that's because number one, I've developed the customer base, and two, I have the content, I have the links and everything all over social media, so I don't have to actively promote it because I've got content out there. And one thing I will tell you, whether it's TikTok, whether it's YT, the thing you have to know is content is residual. Okay. Video especially is, look at those eyes. Video especially is residual. Video will continue to promote, educate, ascend, and convert your product while you're sleeping, while you're on vacation, no matter what you're doing, that video content is out there. Now, there have been some changes in recent years where you got to keep feeding whatever platform you're on with content, but you can easily have a repurposing, resharing, and redistributing um, strategy. And that's what I teach in my courses like Pin Profits Mastery. Okay. You want to have that repurposing, that resharing, and distributing to make it easier to get content out there. That is also why I say you are the brand. Look at that. You are the brand, you are the content, you are the algorithm, right? And so right now I'm creating content while also getting ready. Okay. I'm creating content while also getting ready. And I think that's the part that, I was working with a mentor a few years ago, and, it was all about creating content and that. And, I just came to the conclusion, like, you know what, telling people to come up with all these content calendars and that. By the way, I do have a content calendar bundle that, all you have to do is go to the LINK and my BIO, and you can learn more about that to make creating content easier in content that converts. I definitely recommend that. But even with that content calendar, you still are the content. You can look at that content calendar and you can say, okay, what do I have going on today? By the way, can y'all hear me? Can you please make sure that you can hear me? Because I don't have my laptop in front of me to make sure that you can hear me. So if you can't hear me, please let me know in the comments. Well, you probably can't hear me to say that, but hopefully you can hear me, okay? Hopefully you can hear me. You should be able to. The green light is on. So, your content should really be about you. I always tell people the easiest thing to monetize is yourself, right? And Dan Coe, I love Dan Coe and his YouTube channel. He talks about that all the time, about how you solve your own problems. I'll add, and you document the journey, right? And in documenting the journey is how you build your audience. And as you build your audience, what happens is you now can sell the solution, right? So I always tell people that's why you see all those videos of like, here's what I make for my husband for lunch. Here's what I make for my daughter for lunch, because it's authentic. It's you. You're gonna sell the journey of you have to make lunch for your child every day, for your spouse every day. And some people put a fun twist on it. Now, I don't personally believe in wasting food, but some people, end up doing things that I like, if she's putting that much salt in their food, she better not be recording that and giving that to her husband, because I don't know, that might be some sort of case or used against her in a court of law. Look at how the face comes together. I love it. I love it. I've got so many makeup videos out there on my YT channel. I should probably start doing them again. But anyway, so, that's why you see people doing that kind of content, because it's easy, it's relatable, it keeps people tuning in, and you build a community. And then once you've built that community, you can then, advocate with them. You can collaborate with them, is a better word, and find out what it is that they want, and make people a part of the process, right? As you are building a product, Kim K, whether you like her or not, she has been really good at that. Okay. She's been phenomenal at that. I need to get the Juvia's links because I use a lot of their product. Okay. She has been phenomenal at that. Right. And, back in the days when X was Twitter, that's what she did. She went to her audience and made them be a part of, let them be a part of, what colors and different things she was coming out with for her brand. Okay. And so you can kind of do that same thing now. At the end of the day, it's still your business. You're still responsible. You're still, got to make the appropriate decisions. But it's a great way to build your audience and have them vested. A lot of times people will support you and support the product and the launch because they were a part of that process. Okay. And I am like, digital marketing, you got to do digital marketing. Digital marketing is how you do business in your sleep 24/7, 365, all around the world without burning out if you do it right. You know what I mean? If you have a strategy, if you work with someone and you have a strategy, you won't and shouldn't be burning out. Okay. We don't want that. We create businesses to create freedom in our lives, right? And it's not just time and location freedom, it's about having options, period, right? If your boss ain't treating you right, this is why a lot of them don't want you to have a business on your own, is you have options. You don't have to sit there and take the abuse because you need the job and you're afraid, like right now, white collar jobs for someone who has a double master's degree like I do, you're talking 6 to 12 months before you actually land a job, right? And I think it might even end up being longer than that, especially with everything that's going on politically right now. So I've been telling people for 10 years to get ready and to have other streams of income. And now people who were too good and, whatever, are now coming back to me, and they are looking to another brush. They are looking to do what I told them to do a long time ago, right? And so you don't want to be that person, but I will tell you, there's no such thing as it being too late. There's no such thing as it being too late. You can start today. The best time to start is today. There are so many options out there. A lot of low cost options out there. I'm a big fan of digital marketing, starting with digital products. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, digital products. Digital marketing is not a offer. It is not a product. It is a highly paid and in-demand skill set. I went over DBA, Digital Boss Academy, yesterday, right? And what I was going through with this person from my network is, the fact is, Digital Boss Academy has such a breadth of information in there that you can go in there and you can find what really resonates with you. You can explore and discover what really resonates with you. And you don't even have to sell it, right? Because not everybody wants to sell. You don't even have to sell it. You can get it. You can get it and figure out what skill you really want to hone in on and get introduced to it and start building it. For example, if you wanted to do branding packages and coach and consult, you can learn that from inside of DBA. If you wanted to learn video editing and be a video editor, you could do that, right? There's so many different skill sets that are inside of digital marketing. One I excel at is email marketing. I'm known for my email marketing sequences and the fact that they not only nurture, they convert, right? So, but how I know that is I've invested a lot of time and a lot of money in digital marketing skills over the years, because yes, I have over 30 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. But digital marketing 10 years ago, 12 years ago, was something that I had to learn because it wasn't a part of the curriculum when I got my undergraduate degree or even when I got my master's degree. Digital marketing, like when I got my master's degree, Facebook wasn't even on my radar. I don't even think Facebook had been created yet, right? So I had to learn digital marketing. Was I a quick study? Yes, because I had the marketing foundation. So I would hope so. Okay. So I'm going to take you off of here and let's go. Let's talk. Let's walk and talk. We're done in here. All right, look at that. In the sunlight, look. Ah, look, look, look. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's close the door. Cierra la puerta. So if you guys have any questions about digital marketing or marketing, please feel free to ask them. I will answer them. Get you in my tripod here in my living room. My setting spray is still setting, still drying, I should say. Oh, I gotta plug it in. I got to plug it in. So let me know what questions you have about starting an online business. I know that is one of the top searches on TikTok, is starting a business and making money online. I know that is something a lot of people are interested in, and I'd be more than happy to give my perspective and how things have worked out for me and gone for me. So I might fan myself a little bit here. Oh, that feels so good. Okay. So let's lower this a little bit more. That's the thing about moving it around all day. There, that's much better. Much better. All right. So come on in. Let me know where you are watching from. I don't even know how long I've been live. Oh, about 20 minutes. So I got ready in a good 20 minutes. That's good. That's about the time, right? That was another conversation with my niece on New Year's Eve. Like, she's like, but you used all that makeup in those videos. Because I was selling makeup, and that's what the market wanted at that time. People wanted to know cut creases, and they wanted to know contouring and highlighting, right? That's what I always tell you. You are the brand, you are the product, you are the niche. And when I say, for example, solve your own problem and document the journey, my problem as a business owner was my audience wanted to see me doing the makeup, which I felt I might have overdosed on the highlighter today, which I felt a little conscientious about, because I'm like, I'm not a makeup artist. I am not a makeup artist. So I documented myself learning the makeup techniques. That's all I was doing, is I was documenting myself learning those techniques. And by the way, I sold a lot of product along the way, and it was the right decision, because my audience was saying they didn't want to, my audience, which I was targeting women like myself, ages 35 to 45 at the time, right? And my audience has grown as aged as I have aged, but I still get a lot of that. I actually still get a lot of 20 somethings too in my audience. And so my audience was very much wanting to see me do the makeup, and I felt, like I said, conscientious about it. So I watched YouTubes and I studied them, and I just did what I learned, and I would give credit to the places that I learned the techniques from and created customers, right? Because they didn't want to see me be perfect. They didn't want to see me try to be someone else. They wanted to see me being me. Oh my God, it's a lot. Okay, we might have to go back in the bathroom for a minute and tone that down some. Jesus. Or what about if we turn the light off? Yeah, that's better. Woo. Oh, we can turn it on and then turn it down. How about we do that? Let's turn it down a little bit. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have to brush that. I didn't go back over it with the foundation like I normally do, but that's okay. That's okay. So come on in. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're new here, my name is Tamira. I talk all things marketing, monetization, mindset, and mentoring. If you click up here, you can follow along. And when you smack the notification bell, you'll know when I go live, right? And you're probably like, okay, but you started out talking about supplements and then you were doing your makeup. And that's the way it's been for the last 12 years, because I am the brand, I am the content, right? I am the brand, I am the content. So the products that I use, love, and enjoy, I monetize those. I'm on here anyway. So why not? And that is my number one message to everyone. You are on social media anyway. you may as well get paid, right? You're paying anyway with your attention. You're paying with your attention. I can't stress that enough. That's what the social media apps went. Remember last week or the week before when I said when something is free, you are the product? You are the product for these apps, right? Your attention is what they are selling to these companies that are going to pay them ad revenue. They're going to spend money with them to run ads to be able to get your attention. And that's why I say you and your data are the product, because they are collecting data on you and not just from within the app. And truth be told, if you don't know already, the blue app and the purple app, they collect a ton of data. Like 10 years ago ish, it was said that they had over 2,000 data points on each one of us. I know it's exponentially more than that now. It has to be, right? If you have a device that you speak to and plays music and does other things, there's been talk about those listening. Your phones supposedly listen. You are the product. Your data is the product. Your habits, your behaviors, which is why they want the data. When we say data, it's really about your habits and your behaviors so that they can learn better how to not only sell to you or promote to you, but to actually get you to convert. Okay. That is what it's all about. And so that is why we are on these apps. Now, I have the marketing background, so I got it right away. I knew the business. I knew what was up, right? Because back when I interned right out of high school, that I saw the big green bar reports of data from the grocery stores, right? They could collect certain data from the grocery stores, and it was nothing compared to data like they have today. So I knew what was up because way back then on the Blue app, for example, they were asking you about what movies you like and what magazines you like and all these things. You were given a like, and I knew every like was them collecting data in order to be able to run ads. But again, I have the marketing background to know that not everybody does. While I'm here, let's make sure that you can hear me. Let's make sure. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You can. Good. Oh, I'm so sweaty. I should probably turn the fan on. So, it's you got to know that data makes the business go around. And that is why these corporations have been able to grow and grow their profits so quickly, right? And they are learning from each other. Okay. So I will go into Uber Eats. I will go into DoorDash. I will go into Grubhub to see where I can get the best deal when I want to order something to eat, right? And so yesterday I ordered my birthday lunch for myself through Uber Eats because they had the best deal. Within minutes, I had a push notification on my phone from Jimmy John's with an offer for a $4.99 reward. So I'm earning rewards. They're giving me rewards because they can see what I am doing on my phone. Now, exactly what they can see, I don't know, but it's mighty strange to me. And this isn't the first time that it's happened. And various apps have, after I've opened one app and even put things in my cart, I'm getting push notifications from similar apps. I'm getting emails from similar apps, right? Cousins and all these different places. And that's why they all have their own apps. That's why they all want you to use their apps so that they can stay in front of you and make you remember that they exist and don't forget about them and come back to them. So it's a really interesting time from a marketing standpoint, right? Like there's a lot of talk about AI. And yes, AI is out there, but I can outwork AI still at this point because I still know more, and AI is not always right. I find myself correcting AI quite a bit, right? And, I still have the years of practical experience, and I'm still a human. And no matter what happens with AI, they are still going to need humans behind it all, for not only for the prompts, but to keep things humanized, because people want to do business with humans. They don't want to do business with machines. Okay. So the threat is as the machines learn to become more human, but they're still not going to, in our lifetime, I don't think, but it could happen, be as human as we are, right? Because, but, and the thing is, as humans do evolve, we do change, right? There's always, like I say, for every action, there is an equal but opposite reaction. So I've got the window open. I don't really have a lot of lights on either. So I'm cooling down. Might help if I stop sitting on this blanket. That will give me some heat relief. So let's talk about DBA, because with everything that is going on in the world, I'm a big fan of, you need to be creating your own products and selling them. You need to get your hands on some done for you products and begin selling them, right? Um, there's a lot of uncertainty going on right now. And it's just smart for all of us to be hedging our bets. And that means that even if you are an online entrepreneur like myself, you might want to look at some at least part-time employment, or something that's steady, and in that is as much as employment is steady. Or have you set up subscriptions? Do you have retainers for that monthly recurring income? Because this last few weeks alone has been crazy. And that's why I keep coming on here and talking to y'all about, managing your emotions and regulating your nervous system, because it's only been a few weeks. Like, there are people saying January has been the longest year. And January, typically people say that anyway, but this year it's crazy. And I promise you, a lot of that is intentional. It is being done on purpose. And so it is up to you to not be a victim to it and get your spiritual house in order, as I say, right? And that's why, this morning I was in my 369 journal. I was in my miracle journal. I use my daily habit tracker to make sure I'm doing the things that I need to do, not only in my business, but spiritual wise as well, to keep myself grounded, to keep myself balanced and not overly reactive, not overly emotional. And I recommend that to everyone. But if you've been thinking about starting that business, you need to start now. You need to start now. And whether it's business, whether it's employment, sales and marketing are no longer optional. They're just no longer optional. You've got to get good at sales and marketing, and you've got to get good at sales and marketing now. Hey, girl. Hey. Carolyn says, hey, beautiful. How are you? You should be on the live. They're doing a DBA talk out. Oh, okay. No, I didn't know. Yeah. I tend to fly solo dolo. I came on and started doing my makeup and just talking in general. So, um, yeah, and I'm not one of the co-creators, so that's usually who they let on those lives. But I'm doing my own talk through DBA right now, and talking about the fact that if you've thought about starting a business, you really need to start now, right? You really need to start now. And sales and marketing are no longer optional at all. They're just not optional. You've got to really get good at sales. You've got to get really good at marketing. That is what small business ownership is. If you are a painter, meaning you paint houses, not like Van Gogh or Picasso, right? But if you are a painter, people need to know that you are in business. People need to know that you exist. People need to know what it is that you do. People need to know who you serve, how you serve them. And that's exactly what I help my clients with on a coaching, which is primarily small group these days, and through my courses and workshops, right? Is who do you serve? How do you serve them, right? Really getting to build your brand. I'm doing great. How are you? Yesterday was my birthday, and I actually intended to be live most of yesterday, but man, the love I got yesterday was just incredible. It was actually kind of overwhelming. It was really kind of overwhelming, not in a bad way, but it just really kind of took me by surprise because I had a pretty booked day yesterday. My 11 o'clock wound up rescheduling. I had some others that went well, um, and it was a good day. A lot of people had interest in the DBA sale, and people actually even joined. So it was a good day, but it was just kind of overwhelming. Like close to 500 people on Facebook reached out, wrote on my wall, messages, comments under other people's posts. It was really, I definitely felt loved and supported, which, as y'all know, is one of my mantras, um, which is one of my affirmations, right? I've done a lot of healing and self work around self concept, and that is part of it. I am loved and supported. People love to pay me, right? Those are some of my top affirmations. Right now, they're talking about making DBA an affiliate. Oh, hold on. I don't know about that. Right now, I was just overhearing them talking about the pay and what people, yeah, no, I don't. I like to keep it positive. I like to stay in the positive. I'll check out and learn what they're talking about later on. I think right now the big thing is people need to be hedging their bets. They need to be betting on themselves. They need to be creating other streams of income. Oh, it's positive talk. They're making changes to DBA. Okay. Yeah. So I think it needs to, people need to be creating other streams of income for themselves, right? That was one of the things I talked about in my overview yesterday. DBA is not my only stream of income, right? Like the question came up, well, if people get 100% profit, how does that benefit the person who created it? Because she keeps selling it, because she's still selling it, right? So, I don't know what changes they're talking about, but this is why I think it's important to have your own um you have multiple streams of income and give yourself options. That is because, for example, if they take DBA affiliate, I probably won't promote it. I'm just going to be honest with you, because the appeal to DBA for me was, it was like having my own course that I didn't have to create, and I got 100% of the profit, which also means not having to wait for someone else to pay me. Okay. So, and I have my own systems that I use. So, like, I don't use Stand Store. So, I know affiliate, usually you have to sign up through their various programs. And honestly, I still don't know how we get paid when or any of that from DBA 3. So, for me, that allows me to make have options by having one, multiple streams of income, and two, being able to not rely on that one stream of income from DBA and be able to move accordingly. We talked a lot about that the other day with regard to Tabitha Brown and Target, right? Never put your future in someone else's hands, right? It's great that she got into Target and we all celebrated, or like when any brand like got into Sephora or got into Ulta, everyone celebrated, but you have to still be servicing your customers, right? You have to still be building relationship and showing up and doing your own marketing and collecting your own data, right? Because the threat in that case is they don't get the information. That's the other benefit of the master resale rights with DBA 1 and 2, is that you get the data. I have the customer information. They are my customers, meaning I can sell to them again. If someone goes and they buy an affiliate product, because of a lot of different laws, you don't get their information. You don't get the lead. You don't get their information. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about DBA at all. I'm just strictly being objective and speaking business and how I make decisions, right? So just like these platforms want the data, I want the data. I want to know who my customers are. I want to have that direct line of communication with my customers, right? you can upload your customer lists to the blue app, for example, to the purple app, which is owned by the blue app, if you didn't know that. And I can run ads directly to my customer list if I choose to. And I've done that in the past. I can also create lookalike audiences based on my customer list, right? So I get it. I know I'm more advanced than a lot of people. DBA is really targeted and geared toward newer people, but I've also seen other people who, other, entrepreneurs who have more entrepreneurial experience, who have more marketing and sales experience, where they get in, they do a lot with DBA, and then they just kind of bow out, which is not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a thing that is, because they might be taking their business in a different direction. Their alignment with their goals and their purpose may have shifted. I totally get what you're saying, because I'm trying to do merchant processing sales. I'm also trying to get my event planning together, but it's like you said, you have to work. Yeah, we all have to make decisions. And for anyone who is working a full-time job, I've been in that position. Having digital marketing and strategic marketing and planning in place is how you're able to do that. It's exactly how you're able to do that. It's a smart thing to do. Okay. So I'm just going to finish writing a message here. Always something going on. So yeah, working a full-time job, that's what funds a lot of people's businesses, is working a full-time job, right? That's how because starting a business, and this isn't my first go around, right? And I've had to start over and multiple times, but in the early 2000s, right? You really have to have cash reserves, because things are just unstable for some time. Having credit helps and matters also, right? But being good at sales will open up a lot of things for you. When you can sell, when you can create your own customers, which affiliate marketing doesn't really do that for you, if you're picking up what I'm throwing down. And you use things like Stripe, you use things like PayPal, you can get capital loans from them, right? They will look at what your sales are over a certain period, usually 30, 60, 90 days. No, not 30, 60, usually 6 to 12 months, maybe even as short as a quarter. And they will look at your sales and they will give you a loan based on that. And then you pay it back, and they just automatically take a portion of your sales. Okay. Let me take these products out so they can leave me alone. You gotta always be careful, right? So, as you are selling, you can then have access to other things. If you have the ability to sell, you have marketing skills, you're just never going to be broke. There's no reason that you should ever be broke, right? People don't understand operation costs, right? Well, and that's the nice thing about something like DBA. There's not a lot of operation costs, right? So if you join DBA and you use Stand Store, for example, right? You can pay for your Stand Store by having the people who buy DBA from you use your Stand Store link, and then your Stand Store is free, right? And even if it's not $90, and you can email and do all kinds of stuff from Stand Store, is not bad. Now, I always have used other email platforms, and I don't see myself changing that. I actually don't use Stand Store because I already had something in place that I've been using for years. But running an online business is not something that is overly expensive, right? In fact, that's why I've always loved volume 2 of DBA, because you do need to start if you start making a certain amount of money, you probably do want to start looking at some other form of traditional type business so that you have more expenses to write off more of your income. And I'm not a CPA, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a tax preparer. I'm just speaking general business principles. Please keep that in mind. I am going in and fixing the pricing on DBA because I need to do that. So, you will need to do that, but there's not a lot of operational cost with DBA. And the great thing is as I'm sitting here in live, people have gone in and I've gotten leads for DBA just while I'm sitting here going live. And that's why I say live is an income producing skill, right? Live is an income producing activity, and it can be a highly paid skill, right? Like with the shop, I've sold more product through the Clock app shop on live than I have from regular videos. So you got to go in and change the pricing here. So you just got to know that, right? That your operational costs are very, very important, and you can't get better operational costs um, to profit ratio than digital marketing. It's insane. That's why a lot of people hate it, to be honest with you. Right? I mean, I always thought it was crazy that people would create these MRR products and, they don't get the customer, they don't get, the data. So I get it. And that's why they made DBA3 an affiliate product. But from my standpoint, as far as an affiliate product, I definitely do affiliate marketing. I definitely do. And I always will. It's a income stream, but it's not my most important income stream. It's the one I'm going to put the least focus on because the pay is you don't get paid. If I sell an affiliate product today, typically, I'm getting very nasally. Typically, I don't get paid on that for 45, 60, 90 days, right? And the nice thing about your own products, whether they're done for you and you rebrand them or you create your own, is that you get paid that day. And in today's climate right now, my biggest priority and concern is getting paid, getting my money today, right? And that's probably my second concern. My first concern is the monthly recurring revenue that is going to come in monthly and predictable as a foundation, right? Because if you're not going to be working a full-time job, you need that monthly recurring, that subscription, that membership income coming in on a monthly basis to meet your living expenses, right? Because if you're not getting income from a job to cover those, you've got to cover those somehow. And the feast or famine of just selling can really be a bumpy road with that respect. So you've got to go after the monthly recurring income. And that's why I have my 6-month intensive, the luminary path. I forget what UBC stands for. It's something branding course. Is it universal branding course? I don't have it. I did not go all in on MRR because I don't have to, because I have my own courses like the luminary path, like Pin Profits Mastery, right? I do my own coaching, my own courses, consulting, workshops. I usually do at least one paid workshop or boot camp each quarter, right? It's time for me to do one in February, no later than March for 2025. So I never really got all into MRR because, yes, it's great. If you've got the customer base, if you've got the influence, you've got the network, you've got the community, you can make a lot of money in a short period of time, and it all goes directly to you. And then you got to pay Uncle Sam what you owe Uncle Sam, right? Or what you're projected to owe Uncle Sam, right? And so for me, I can do that with my own products, right? And plus mitigating the risk of now they're talking about taking DBA affiliate, which is what a lot of the other products have done.
the roadmap to riches, right? And now that roadmap has gone affiliate, you don't hear a lot of buzz about it online anymore. Now that might also be because they had a very specific demographic, and I've taken a lot of that demographic out of my purview for my own peace. If you're picking up what I'm throwing down, I've disassociated with a huge chunk of that demographic for my peace because of differences, not even differences in opinion, basic beliefs about human rights and civil rights. So I've taken a lot of that demographic. I don't want that in my space for my own mental health, for my own emotional health, for my nervous system. They had to go. So maybe that's why I don't see or hear a lot about that. But I also know people who looked like me who had roadmap, and I don't hear them talk about it much anymore. So, and probably because it is affiliate, right? So I think the best position to be in right now is to be employed and or have a membership and subscription program. And then, if I'll get into that in a second. And then still, because when you do that, you don't have to sell your coaching at rock bottom prices like I see a lot of people do, right? To me, coaching that one-on-one time is going to be the most buck for my time. Because number one, I'm not really into trading time for money. Okay. So because I'm not into trading time for money, to get my one-on-one time comes at a premium, right? Your best bet, your best bang for your buck is a course or a workshop. And for some people, they probably should buy DBA, at least volume 1, if not volume 2, and begin to learn and master what's in there and start making money with that and take that money and then invest in me. That's why DBA is part of my value ladder. Okay. I'm strategic in everything that I do. And then I have affiliate marketing. I do I came on here talking about the glucodefend and the GABA 5-HTP, to help manage stress, especially during times like this. Okay. So I do stuff like that because sales is just part of who I am. It's part of my DNA. And I'm taking the product. They sent me the sample. Why not come on here? I'm going live. I'm on social media anyway. Why not? If you buy it, great. I'm going to be honest about it. I'm not going to say whatever to get the sale because the sale is just not that important to me. I make like $1, maybe $2 on the journal. It's not gonna put a meal on my table. It's not gonna, unless I get a viral video, get a bunch of y'all on here, y'all really like what I'm talking about, and you share it, and a lot of people buy it. It's it's something fun that I do. It's nice. The Jungle Store, I have a relationship with them. When they need videos and things made, they make me an offer and I get paid to make videos for them, right? Do I do affiliate sales and reviews? Yes, but it's not the focus of what I do, right? The main thing, especially if I had children at home, I would not be quitting my job to pursue digital marketing or an online business. I would keep my job and let that fund the things that I want to do and to create. A lot of people get started with digital marketing, and which again is not an offer, it is a highly paid skill set to monetize themselves, to monetize their knowledge, right? For me, that happened to be marketing because I've got the double master's degree and came into digital marketing with over 22 years of sales, marketing, and leadership. So it was only natural that I not only create content around what I know, it only made sense that I also monetize that. In fact, the first company I was partnered with really didn't want me to do it. But as I told them, they didn't have that student loan debt. I did. They didn't pay for those degrees. I did. And I was going to do what I wanted to do with them. And so we parted ways. That was part of the reason we parted ways, right? And so you can see from that example alone how powerful it is to have your credentials, to have and build up your authority and be able to speak to others and educate and inspire others and create that audience, right? And then be able to monetize that. And that's why I promise you, there's never been a time like right now to be able to take your life, what you know, and monetize it. It's coming under attack. It's part of what's happening with wanting to ban the clock app. That's definitely a part of it. When you look at the macro of everything that is going on, and the fact that, unlike the other apps, which really throttle you and make you pay so that they're getting the data anyway. I'm getting nasally. They're getting the data anyway, don't get me wrong. But the getting that ad and that ad revenue, and them really being able to actually have a lot more to say over what you do and what you can't do with those ads and where you can direct it to, you know, is what the other apps do, right? There was a lot of talk about the algorithm on the clock app. There was a lot of talk about people being concerned about it being Metafied because Meta didn't buy it. We know that. Yesterday, the president said that Microsoft is in talks, but I still don't know that that's going to be able to happen, right? Do you ever go live on Instagram or YouTube? I do. I'm actually going to be ending this live soon and come back live later, and you will see me in a different position with better lighting. And what I do is I have multiple devices pointed at me. I work smarter, not harder. So this video right now is only streaming on the Clock app. Own your content, own your data, and own your masters. So I will download this video. Other people, I don't know why they're not doing it. I will download this video and I will repurpose, reshare, and redistribute it like anything else, right? So it will get uploaded to my YT channel. I also use a software that I can upload it to and then restream it across multiple platforms, including YT, FB, LinkedIn, IG, right? Used to could stream it on X, but I really don't mess with X like that, especially now that they want you to pay for live streaming. And that's why I'm telling you, get in your bag now. Get your digital marketing bag going now. Okay? You will never be broke again, right? But X is the gold bar standard that they are using politically, hint, hint, to control the narrative. Okay? So that means if X is making you pay for a pro to be able to stream, it's likely that FB and IG are going to go that route at some point. I don't know that YT will. I can't see them, but hey, I'm putting them past nobody. Right? But there still are other platforms. Did you know you can live stream on the Jungle app? I think you can live stream on Tumblr. You can live stream on dating apps like Plenty of Fish. I'm not on any of those on Plenty of Fish, but yeah, there are platform Pinterest. You can't live stream on there right now, but I know they are working to bring it back. So that, because the problem was you had to use a separate app and it was really kind of cumbersome. So I think they are looking to make it more like native to the original app, for you to be able to live stream and not have to use all these different platforms to create content on their platform, right? But shoppable video is a great way to get started. That still qualifies as digital marketing. It's a great way to get started with digital marketing, right? So on the Jungle app, you can do live streaming. On the Jungle app, you can upload short form video and you can upload review videos. Like there's so many different things that you can do with all of these platforms. And that's why I'm omnipresent, so that I have more options, right? So if FB and IG are down, if all of their assets are down for a day, I can really focus on other platforms and my email list and not be sitting twiddling my thumbs counting how much I'm losing on a given day. So that's why my clients work with me. That's why they look to me. That's why they buy my courses, because my brain is my best asset. My brain is what I monetize. My brain. because I find not everybody thinks with the depth that I do. Not everybody thinks with the intention and the deliberation that I do. Not everybody develops strategy, right? In our mastermind I was going to say last semester, in our mastermind last year, that's what somebody said. Like the way you can just create stuff is incredible. And like painting and drawing, I don't create like that, right? But I can create an offer. I can create a digital product. Hey, Wanza, I can create a digital product. Okay. And so being able to do that is a skill set, because there are a lot of small business owners out there who are really good at what it is that they do, but they're not good at sales and marketing. So they can tap into me, tap into my brain, tap into my ability to assess the industry and know what the next move is. Because remember, you got to make your next move your best move, right? And it's not fluffy, it's not propagandized, it's not whatever this other stuff is that people do. I'm just going to always be real. That's part of my brand. And that's why people have always liked me. Now, it's also why some people hate me. And that is okay too. I ain't for everybody. If I'm for everybody, then I'm not thinking. If I'm for everybody, then I ain't for myself. If I'm for everybody, then I ain't for my family. If I'm for everybody, then I ain't for my legacy. Okay. I know I saw some other questions here. So yeah, I do go live. I try to use the platform I use is StreamYard. And I can give you, if anybody wants that, just hit me up and I can give you a referral. You know what? So that you can get like a free trial. I forget how long it is, and you can use it. But now you're gonna make me talk about my syndication strategy. Wanza is here. Her and I have kind of developed that, a couple years ago, right? So FB was paying bonuses for live streaming on business pages. I have a Facebook live business page with like 26,000 people on it. So I was live streaming and I made close to $10,000 from bonuses in Facebook for that year. And I started out being Tamira, and I don't want to cheat the process. I'm going to live stream. And it was a lot to hit the bonus, to get those 20 or 30 hours in. And it was like, girl, you stupid. Stop being stupid. Wanza really encouraged me. She was on here. I don't know if she still is. And so I started using my existing content and restreaming it. And I earned my bonus money that way. Yes, I need them to bring it back too, Wanza. Syndication, yeah. So just like the Cosby Show, just like even the Real Housewives of whatever city, those go into syndication on the smaller networks. Like when I was a kid in the late 1900s, in the 80s, coming home from school and watching the Brady Bunch, which aired probably before I was even born, or when I was a really small child, but it was in syndication, meaning I could watch it every day after school. You can do that with your content. That's why I'm telling you, content is money, honey. Why are you not creating it? You're on the app anyway. You're on social media anyway. You are either consuming or you are creating. Guess which one makes more money? You get portions of pennies for consuming content. Portions of pennies for consuming content when you find the right opportunity, and there are not a lot of them out there, right? But when you create content, let me just tell you, $30K for content that was already in my phone. Wanza knows this story. $30K for content that was already in my phone, some of it from 2013, a couple years ago. When I moved into this place I'm in and bought, especially my kitchen, tricked my kitchen completely out, $30K from content that was already in my phone. So just like you are the content, you are the brand, you are the algorithm, the content is probably already in your phone. especially if you are deliberately and intentionally creating content. Wait, hold on. What did you do to your kitchen? I moved and I purged everything. I didn't bring any of my old stuff. I bought everything new. Now, I didn't have to buy my appliances, but all the gadgets that I wanted, state of the art, best of the best, air fryers, crock pots, all of that, brand new. Wanted a new breakfast cart, little type thingy, like a portable island. Now, I didn't remodel it, but when I moved, I bought brand new bed. I bought everything brand new. Everything. Everything. The only thing I brought with me was my clothes, shoes, books, memory type stuff like photos and that. Everything else I bought brand new. Hello, we got to accessorize. Yeah. Because I knew that I was going to be making my kitchen a huge piece of where my content was. I did move into a one bedroom. I had been in a place where I had a second large bedroom that was my studio. It was my creative studio. Okay. And so that was where the majority of my content was created. I knew I would be shifting away from beauty, and so a lot more of my focus in my studio would be in my kitchen. And I started creating more food content because I was partnered or in a creator rewards program at that time for Pinterest. And so that's why I was really focusing more on food content. That's exactly what I'm going to do when I move. I'm only bringing my books. Yeah, I brought clothes, and I even purged a lot of clothes and shoes and boots and purses and all of that. It was a time spiritually, I was really focusing on detaching, because I had in my life been very attached to material things, and it was the right move for me spiritually to detach, to not be attached to the material things. And so I went through a huge purge, and I purge regularly. I even purged a lot of relationships and friendships last year. So yeah, I like it. I don't like to move a lot. So when I move, I really try to move with as little as I can. I don't like moving in the first place. And I also look at it as an opportunity to start fresh. And if I've been going through something or things, and this was post pandemic and the shutdowns. And so I didn't want to take a lot of that energy, for lack of a better word. I know Wanza doesn't like that spiritually, but I didn't want to take that energy and bring that energy here. I wanted to create new energy, optimism, and positivity, and looking forward. It's not that the energy was bad where I was. I just wanted new. I just wanted new. And so um, I manifested the income and I made my move. Now, I'm not saying I spent, first of all, you got to know taxes, right? And then also, vacations and did things with my family. I totally feel you, sis, because when you're stepping into your leadership role, there's no room. Yeah, you got to let things go. To get what God has for you, we often have to let things go. And Wanza will tell you, I was very upset November 5th and 6th. I was very upset. And I had to take some time and I had to regather myself. And she said some things that really really stuck with me. And that's what real friends, true friends do. And she did it with love, of course. And so I've since come to the conclusion that let them burn it down. Let them burn it down. It's theirs to burn down. It was never created for us. It was never created with us in mind. Let them burn it down. We can't get the dream. The dream will not be fulfilled while we keep trying to hold on to what is not created and for us, is where I am. Let them burn it down. Let them destroy it. And then when it's time to rebuild it, it will be rebuilt for everyone, not just them. And you know who them is: white cishet men. That's the reality of it. So it's not rolling over and playing dead. Definitely not doing that. not becoming apathetic, but understanding that sometimes in order to get what we desire, not sometimes, we always have to let go of what no longer serves us, right? We have to let go of what no longer serves us. We have to let it go in order to get what we desire, what is for us, what is in alignment with our purpose. So if you are here, I love that we're at 3.1K hearts. Let's get to 5,000. Double tap that screen and click up here to follow me and click that bell so you get notifications when I do go live. Okay, so let's double tap that screen. Actually, I probably should take a break and get set up to go live over on the other app and be double quadruple streaming or whatever it is that I do. Okay, but you have to let go of what no longer serves you. That's been like one of my biggest lessons in life. You have to let go of what no longer serves you. I remember I went through a breakup. I'm going to pause this for just a second. Okay, I'm back. Y'all are still here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm back. Y'all are still here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for still being here. Had to go take care of something really quick. So I am back. But yeah, let's double tap. Let's try to get to 5,000 before the end of this stream. And if you're not following me, click up here and tap that bell so that you know when I go live. So, the question was, do I stream on the other platforms? Absolutely. Live streaming is actually it's not only just an income producing activity. For a lot of platforms, it is how you either build community and or how you get more visibility. Video is one of the best pieces of content you can put out there because, like I said, video is residual. Okay, video is highly residual. And what does that mean? That means video is something that converts people a lot faster. First of all, okay, aside from it being residual, video will convert people the fastest. It will make them, that's why I convert more of the Clock app affiliate stuff on live than on the short form video. Okay. And it's going to be different for everybody. Some people they probably will do more on short form video, but from what I know, like there was a girl who streamed live for like 24 hours and like over $1 million. I don't know if that's what she sold or what she walked away with, but yeah, now that's goals, right? So video is residual in that, remember when I said video is a great piece of content because it's out there 24/7. And so now you do need to have some strategy behind it, what's called SEO, search engine optimization. And there are people telling you that search engine optimization is dead. And I don't agree with that. because they are talking just straight search. What they're forgetting is video's role in search and how video shows up in the search, the SERP, the search engine response page, or whatever it's called, right? And so video shows up. And just like the blue app owns the purple app, the world's largest search engine owns the world's second largest search engine, which happens to be a video search engine, which happens to be the world's largest how-to search engine. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down? You know, the one with the app with the logo that looks like a little TV, like an old school TV? Yeah, they're owned by the one that is the number one search engine. And I shouldn't have to say more than that. You should already know who that is, right? Who the number one search engine is. Okay, so I also turned down some of the glow while I was in there so we can get clearer picture too. Okay, so you know, when you know that, and even though, like, for example, this video, I can download it and upload it to that app, I can make sure that I optimize it for search, right? I can also repurpose it into short form content. And that is honestly why I love the Clock app. The Clock app for me is a great creation tool. It is a great creation app because the reason why, even though I could just not go live on here, the reason I like to use their actual interface to go live is it will give you clips at the end of your live. It will give you strategic clips. And if not, it's very easy to clip from within the app. Oh my goodness. Somebody's out there really cutting up on the horn. Okay, it stopped. So that is why I like it. Like it's a lot more user friendly because it's innovative. It's not reactive like some of the other apps. It's built on more excellence than a lot of the American made stuff, which is, you know, mediocrity, doing the bare minimum. And this comes from someone who tells you like your first digital products do, you know, a minimal viable product, but that's more from a strategy standpoint than laziness or mediocrity. It's like you got to test it. You got to always be testing. So if you put your all into something and it's not tested and it flops, number one, that's going to kill your motivation. That's going to kill your will to continue. And so if you can put out a minimal viable product, get it going and build from there, that's just a much better strategy. Okay, it's a much better strategy. I do like how I sound better when I do this too. So, but then I got to remember to hold it, and I don't like holding it for long periods of time. So, yeah, these were great questions. It's always great to have you on here. You know, I saw something about, where did it go? Where did it go? Lots of chatter here. I love it. I like one-on-ones. Yeah, one-on-ones are good, but one-on-ones is a hard way to build a business. Can you make money doing it? Absolutely. But for especially someone like me, my personality type, it can be very draining doing all day one-on-ones every day. That's a lot of people's energy I'm absorbing, even through Zoom, right? And she says, I don't want to fall into the crowd, if you know what I mean. No, nobody wants to fall into the crowd. You have to pick and decide what works for you. And that is what I help my clients with. Like, I am not here to be your mama. I'm not here to be your daddy. I'm not here to be your God. I'm not here for you to worship me and take everything I say as gospel. I'm here to help you learn how to make business decisions. I'm here to help you and guide you, right? I'm a firm believer in what I said on my live last week. It is okay to seek advice and counsel, but never take orders. I am not here to tell you what to do. That's you taking orders. I'm also not here to teach you to be an order taker for your clients, right? I will help you learn how to make decisions and how to trust yourself. That is what I'm ultimately here to do. Because a lot of the times I find my clients know what to do. They need someone there to support them and help guide them and figure out their way through the process and make sure as much as possible that they're not missing anything. in their thought process, but most of them already know what to do. Do not hire or buy, as my grandson would say, a coach to tell you what to do. That is the number one mistake I see people make. And that's why people run around talking about coaching is a scam, because they bought a coach instead of hiring a coach. They bought a coach to tell them exactly what to do and what to think. I will help you develop your train of thought, help you develop your, I like to call it modus operandus, for how you make a decision. Not tell you, you have to do this and you have to do it this way. I feel like the eclipse just happened. It got dark. I think a cloud or something came through. I'm like, oh my God, is the world ending? What's going on? Should I duck? Should I get in a closet? Because I could see it on the screen and the light just got brighter in my face. So yeah, there it is. The sun is coming back. I was like, oh my God. Because I remember I was here in my living room when the eclipse happened last year. It was pretty cool. So I'm like, is there another eclipse that I didn't know about? So yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to trust yourself. You have to work on your self-concept. And that's why I'm a big fan of the Miracle Journal. You have to work on your self-concept. And if you have to hire somebody to help you do that, then do that. But never hire a coach to tell you what you must do. What all they can tell you is what they've done for themselves and for others. It does not mean it's going to work for you. And that is why y'all make mistakes hiring coaches, because you think whatever they did for someone else is going to automatically work for you. No, it has to be updated. It has to be modified. It has to be adjusted. It has to be tailored and customized to fit what it is that you do, who you serve, and how you serve them. It's always going to boil down to that. Okay. So if you haven't, go to the LINKMIBIO and get the preview of DBA, because if you have not started your business and you're thinking about it, stop thinking and start doing. Stop thinking and start doing. And no matter what that business is, you are going to need to know sales and marketing. You're going to need to know sales and marketing, period. Period, poo. So I am going to go so I can get repositioned. The sun is moving position. So I am going to go. I will be back live later. And yes, I will be multi-streaming across multiple platforms. See you later. Bye.